Hello, this is Paul Bo Brookins, and welcome to How to Play Dwarf Fortress Part 2. In this video, we're going to be learning how to actually play the game. We're going to open up the game. We're going to be creating a world and choosing an embark in that world. And hopefully, if we have time, we're going to be setting up our dwarves and our items that we're going to be taking along with us in that embark. But first, let me go ahead and do some housekeeping. In the last video, I failed to mention the fact that you need to save your param set. It's in the file menu here, resave param set, and I believe, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe that will update the settings in the game so that when you actually hit the Play Dwarf Fortress button, it plays it with the settings that you've changed it to. So go ahead and save the param set before you start the game. Hit Play Dwarf Fortress like I did to open the game. The other thing that I was going to mention in in the housekeeping segment is the version of the game that we're playing. The version that we're playing in is 0.34.11. So in the future, they're going to be updating the game with new features and whatnot, and hopefully there's nothing that's wrong in this video at the time you're actually viewing the video. But if there is, I'm going to try to keep my YouTube channel updated with any updates to the game, and I'll try to link to the changes that have been made to the game that have caused my information to be wrong in this video or in the current video. So in the future, I will make a video, link it to this video if it's wrong. So if you see a little pop up, then you know that something has changed in the game, and you'll want to watch my next video to tell you what exactly has changed. But hopefully most of the information is going to stay correct. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and show you how to play the game. When you open up the game, there's a main menu, and you will not see this continue playing menu selection unless you've already started playing the game or on a world you've already created. You won't see this start playing menu unless you've actually created a new world that you haven't started playing on yet. So these two menu options you will not see. What you're going to want to do is create a new world. And if you hit enter on that, it will show you the disclaimer saying that the game has bugs and whatnot. It's in constant development. And then if you hit escape, it will bring up the settings for the world that you want to create. There's a couple things that you're going to want to change right off the bat. The world size and the history are kind of related in the fact that they're both going to modify the amount of time it takes to generate the world. The larger the world and the longer the history, the longer it takes for the world to generate. And the longer the history, each year of history actually takes longer than the last year because it's cumulative. It keeps adding new events and new people and new characters into the world. And so the longer the history goes, the longer it takes for it to generate the new data. So if you want to generate a world in a short amount of time like I do, since this is a video, you want to make it a little bit smaller and a little bit shorter of a world size and a history. The number of civilizations you don't really need to modify. It's just the number of civilizations that are generated in the game when you generate the world. Number of sites are the same. You don't really have to modify that. The number of beasts and the natural savagery are something that you want to turn up if you want the game to be harder. We want to turn it down because we are just starting out in this game, so we don't want it to be any more difficult than it already is. So number of beasts, there's mega beasts in the world, and they will randomly, well, not necessarily randomly, but they will appear on your map at certain times and they're really hard to deal with unless you have a really well prepared military. And so we want those to be low. I'm not going to turn them way down, but natural savagery is the types of world. There's different types of map generation that can occur, and some of them are harder to settle on than others, such as haunted or there's just some scary ones. You don't want to have to deal with that when you first start. So turn that down and you'll have more instances of proper, easy embark sites. Mineral occurrence you'll want to turn up a little bit, but not everywhere, because everywhere seems to be, you don't have enough stone. I mean, there's just too much. But frequent will increase the amount of metals and gems that appear in the world, and it makes it a little bit easier to get your industries going. So once you're content with the settings, you hit Y to go ahead and start the generation of the world, and this little thing pops up with a map of the world, and the map is constantly changing because the world is being generated. And it shows you little icons for each section of the map, little forests for little trees for forests, and this area I believe is haunted. I'll look at it here in a little bit, but the different colors indicate the savagery of the world. I believe blue is calm. When it's done, it'll pop up with a little cursor so you can go around the world and look at it, and if you like what it looks like, you can go ahead and hit enter, and it will take off all the units that were generated in the world, and you'll have a new world that you can play on. And I'll go ahead and open up that world once it gets done offloading all these units, and we'll take a look at it. Of course, you can generate as many worlds as you want. You can discard as many worlds as you want. You can play God however you want whenever you're creating it. So I'm going to do start playing, and the region with the highest number is usually the region that you just created. So this region, this world we created, it's called Maximo Sagas, and there's 3 modes: Dwarf, Fortress, Adventure, and Legends, and I don't ever play anything but Dwarf Fortress, the Fortress mode. So we'll enter that. It'll bring up a thing that looks like this, and there's 3 little map things. The first map is the local map. The second map is a larger region, and the third map is the world region. So it'll show you, it says that at the tops of these obviously, but there's a little box that's highlighted right here as you move around, and that's actually where your map that you're going to be playing the game is going to be. You're going to want to be paying attention to that. Over here on the right side, there's going to be some information about the area that you're on. So you're going to want to pay attention to that as well. So kind of go around the map. Usually what you're going to be wanting to look for when you first start out is something that's a temperate temperature, and something that has a lot of trees. Woodland is an appropriate thing. You're going to want shallow metals and deep metals also, and another thing to look for is flux stone. So those 4 things, how many things was that? I don't know. But those things are the things you're going to want to look for. Just keep scrolling around until you find some stuff. Flux stone is, oh, here's a good place. It's haunted though. Let's see if we got Fluxstone up in this non-haunted area. Yeah. If you hit tab, it'll change the mode. Yeah, that's a nice little flat area. See this little highlighted area right here? This would be where we want to embark. Yeah, I like this. It's got a river. It's got lots of trees. It's in a calm surroundings. It's got shallow metals, deep metals, and Fluxstone. And it has a little bit of soil, which is very useful. You need at least a little bit to do farming. So you're going to want to look for a site that looks similar to this, with some water, with some trees, in a decently temperate zone, with shallow metals, deep metals, Fluxstone. You can sacrifice one of these two if you're thinking that you're not going to be doing as much metal work. If you're going to be doing other work and you're going to be trading for weapons and whatnot, Fluxstone is basically what you need to make steel, and that's why it's important. But it looks like we're out of time. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this location for this tutorial. So I'm going to leave the map right here, and when we come back, we'll go ahead and enter and set up our dwarfs and our items, and we'll get started playing the game. I hope you enjoyed this video, and comment if you have anything to say about it. Like it and subscribe, because hopefully I'm going to be making a lot more videos like this. And so for now, this is Paul Bo Brookins, and we'll see you next time.